Hello friends, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be going through my grocery haul for the week. So it's sort of a grocery haul that lets me tell you about my meal plan for the week. I feel like I mentioned this at the start of every video, but here's the quick little spiel. I am following the Weight Watchers My WW Blue program. It is the same as what the previous program was, which was Freestyle, and I have lost almost 55 pounds over the last year and 3 months. I started Halloween 2018 on that plan. It works for me. It really helps me get more protein and fruits and veggies into my life and myself. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So basically, I don't tend to plan a breakfast. I am not hungry in the morning, so I tend not to have breakfast unless I'm feeling hungry, in which case I might have like a boiled egg or something like that. But generally I have like a sort of coffee latte that has a fair amount of 2% milk in it. So I do make that kind of my breakfast, but I pack lunches to go to work during the week. And then I plan about 3 dinners because I split cooking dinners with my partner, and also there tends to be some leftovers. So let's talk about lunches first. For the last couple of weeks, I've been making wraps for my lunch, and I've really been enjoying that, but I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. So I decided to come up with kind of a pasta salad thing that I would do as sort of the main component of my lunch. For the pasta, I tried to scan a few of these to find the lowest point, basically whole wheat pasta. And this is the Catelli Ancient Grains. I got the fusilli because I really like that shape of pasta for pasta salad. This scans as 1 cup for 8 points, but I'm gonna have half a cup for 4 points. So this is going to be the base of my pasta salad. For the dressing for my pasta salad, I'm going to make it a yogurt-based dressing. I used 0% plain Greek yogurt for like everything in my life. So I did buy some more of that. I just find whatever one happens to be on sale for the week. So this is the Oikos 000. So I don't know if you remember, if you watched my last grocery haul, but last week I bought basically a generic brand of like the Lipton's French onion soup mix, which traditionally is used for mixing with sour cream to make like a French onion dip. I decided I was going to mix that with yogurt to make a French onion dip, but I didn't end up using it last week. So I thought that I would make that and have it as sort of like the creamy sauce for my cold pasta salad. I might thin it out a little bit with like some kind of like vinegar or like citrus or something to kind of give it a little bit of zing, but I think it'll make sort of a nice creamy base for my pasta salad and also have a good amount of protein in it. I wanted there to be some kind of like veggie element in my pasta salad or like something extra to add. So I do still have some green onions. I tend to buy those every week because I really like the freshness that they add to everything. So I have some of those to add in. And I also bought a couple containers of cherry tomatoes. I really enjoy this kind. These are the President's Choice Variety Pack. Let's see if I can get it to focus there. And I don't know, they're more like heirloom tomatoes. I just find they have more flavor to them, but they're a little bit more expensive. So then I also bought this Farmer's Market grape tomatoes so that I could do like a few of each day into the pasta salad, sort of quartered. And I thought that that would sort of give me enough for the week and save me a little bit of money. Not a lot. Produce is really expensive right now, but that is the idea for my pasta salad. I do like to take some cut up veggies for my lunch every day, so I did buy a pack of Farmer's Market English cucumbers. This works out really nicely. I split this up between the 5 days I'm going for work, and it gives me like a good big container of cucumber to munch on, which kind of helps me with like feeling like I'm, have some things to snack on while I'm doing work. The other 2 components of my lunch go back, first of all, to this. I do like mixing this with some of the protein powder that I have. I have a couple of different flavors, a chocolate peanut butter one and like a birthday cake one. So I take that along because again, it helps me have a little bit more protein in my day. And I like having that option. It's sort of my sweet dessert option in my lunch. And then I take a piece of fruit as well. I didn't have to buy any fruit this week because apparently for like a few weeks now, every time I'm at the store, I think I need apples, and I don't. I have a ton of them in my fridge. So I have more than enough apples to last me for the week. Now let's talk about dinners. The first thing I'm going to mention is that I bought things to make my absolute favorite 0-point chili. I have a whole recipe video on that. I will link to it down below. It's not quite as exciting because I talk about it all the time, but I did buy 4 cans of black beans. I don't know that I need to pull them all out to show you, but 4 cans of black beans, 1 can of crushed tomatoes, which also goes into that recipe, as well as a container of tomato paste. This is just the no-name brand because it's cheapest. For all these canned goods, I just look for whatever is on sale. Additionally, for my chili, I did get myself onion and a red pepper, and then everything else that is in it, I already had some garlic and I have all the spices and everything, and that is it. It makes a huge amount of chili. It is 0 points. It is super tasty. I like to have it with some hot sauce on it and then a scoop of more Greek yogurt to kind of act like sour cream. And I think I'll have it for dinner one time this week, but I basically want it to make a batch because it freezes really well. And I find sometimes if I get home from work or I'm at sort of that time of the afternoon where I want to eat something that is, I know it's a while until dinner, I wanted to have some of this on hand because it is filling, it is nutritious, and it is low point, and it can sort of get me over any hump that I'm feeling, and I love it, so I always look forward to it. So yeah, I wanted to have some of that on hand. I also did buy, and I kind of forgot to bring it in here, I 100% forgot to bring it in here, 2 bags of frozen broccoli because I like to make roasted broccoli or just have some on hand in case I want to make roasted broccoli. And I always make it from frozen because that way I can keep it and just use it whenever I feel like. So I do tend to stock up on it if I'm out. So I bought 2 bags of that. I've also bought ingredients to make these turkey meatballs that I've mentioned on this channel before. They are the easiest and the most delicious. Well, maybe not the most delicious, but they are easy and they are delicious. They are turkey meatballs and they are only 3 ingredients. So the reason I decided to get this was ground turkey was on sale. So I got this ground turkey. It was just under $4.50, which is really good. Usually ground turkey is like $7 or $8. And that is the extra lean turkey, so it's going to be 0 points. The second ingredient in it is 1 egg, which I had already in the fridge, so I didn't need to buy that. And then the last ingredient, which makes it so special for me, box of stuffing. So I adore stuffing. I adore the flavors of stuffing. It's my favorite thing about Thanksgiving and Christmas is getting to eat stuffing. But stuffing usually seems like it's high points, but mostly because it tends to be brought together with butter. So when you put this into the meatballs with the turkey, you sort of get this really flavorful Thanksgiving, Christmas kind of like sensation. You basically use this as the breadcrumb element in the meatballs, but they still end up being really low point because you're not putting any of the butter in. So this is 3 points for a quarter of this, which means that it's 3 points for a quarter of all the meatballs that you make. So 6 points for half the entire recipe, which ends up being a fair amount of meatballs. So it's 6 points for a very delicious, very filling, just great meatball recipe. And I think what I'm gonna do this time when I make it is I do have some spices like sage and thyme in my cupboard. So I might even put a little bit extra spice in so it really has those like stuffing like scents and flavors to it. And oh, I'm so looking forward to it. So I will serve this with mashed cauliflower. I already have cauliflower in my freezer, frozen. Just steam that until it gets soft, mash it up, add some salt, maybe a little butter if you have the points for it, and it just feels like you're having a Thanksgiving dinner. Also, sometimes I will get a pack of gravy to make with this, and I didn't do that this week. Maybe I'll pop out during the week and get some. The final meal that I planned and things that I bought fall into the category of you can enjoy anything on Weight Watchers as long as you plan for it, because this is not a nutritious meal. It's going to be a high point meal. I've not even figured out how many points. I'm gonna make this tonight, so maybe I'll figure it out together. My partner was really craving, and we've only ever had this once together, but he used to have it as a child, and every time we walk past it when we grocery shop, he wants it. So I was like, this is the week we're going to have hamburger helper, which is not a thing that I grew up with, and it is high points when you add in like the beef and everything into here, but I can plan around it and we can have it and we can enjoy it, and that's what you can do on this plan. So let's take a look at what this is going to be if I eat like a third of the recipe. The serving size on here is 1/5. So let's say I have 2/5 of this recipe. Let's figure out the points. Oh, and he really wanted to have it with lean ground beef, not extra lean ground beef, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm also just realizing that the lean ground beef that I bought, it calls for a pound of it, but what I actually have here is 600 grams, which is closer to a pound and a half. And let's be honest, I'm probably gonna use all of this in the recipe. So if I eat 2/5 of that, okay, just the beef would be 13 points. So I may need to cut back my serving size a little bit, but let's add that and keep going. Okay, and 2/5 of this package is 10 points. So this would make it a 23-point dinner, which would be all the points that I have for a day, and I've already eaten today. So I'm at 30 points used. So I may end up cutting back and having less of a serving size of this because I also still need to have lunch between now and then. But really, I can use some of my weeklies, that's okay. Everything else I have planned for the week is pretty low points. And additionally, I have been to the gym, I've exercised today, I've gone out for a long walk, and I've actually earned 16 fit points. I try not to eat those back too much, but I give myself some flexibility, and that's okay because sometimes you or your partner or your family member is really craving something. So what I am going to do, now that I'm sitting here talking to you and making this plan, is I'm going to serve this along with roasted broccoli so that there is a healthy element in here somewhere. It'll be 0 points for the broccoli. So I'm gonna have probably 1/5 of this, so 1 serving, have it with a whole bunch of broccoli, and then if I want to, I can go back for another serving, which is another 1/5 of it, and then I'll go from there. And you know what? It'll be okay either way. I have the weeklies. If this is what I use it for, that is totally fine. The only other thing that I bought that I didn't bring in here for some reason is I did buy myself some Dentine cinnamon gum. Sometimes I just feel like having something to like put some flavor in my mouth, and I find that the cinnamon has a really nice strong flavor. And I enjoy that. So yeah, gum is one of those things that I will pick up from time to time, just so that I can have something to chew on if I'm like working or doing something and just kind of want some flavor. So that is my grocery haul and my meal plan for this week. I hope this was interesting for you, just to see how I plan and go about things. Thank you so much for joining me. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.